Well, hello everyone. I hope that you're all having a lovely Friday night. I'm very happy to be here, ready for a wonderful evening spent with friends over tea. In particular, I have one little friend who might come say hello. Hello, darling. Hello, Evie. Cake is sitting next to me, but he's being persnickety. He doesn't want to be on the... Come here. You have to come here if you want your treats. I'm going to bribe you to say hello to the people. No? All right, come here, darling. Everyone wants to say hello to Cake. You're famous and loved. Yes, there you go. There's a treat. Oh, my heavens. Hello, Grand Arbiter. So, Cake and I are here, ready for tea. It was a bit hit or miss this evening, whether or not we would make it. You will see that, yes, there. Hello, Karen. Hello, Sabrina and Jim. Oh, it's so good to see all of you. Yes, it is chaos here. We had an explosion earlier in the workshop laboratory. I don't know if we're going to have the latest batch of gunpowder green at Wild West Corn this year. There's still some fires in the laboratory, and the interns are doing their best to put them out. You can see that there was some teapot explosion in my general direction. It was madness. I know. I tried to get it all off, but that gunpowder green tea 3.795 is it's persistent. And chemistry for life? I don't think so, sir. I think not. No, we are pro-monarchy here. And our analog laboratory and our methodology of blending teas, while sometimes violent and explosive, does result in some Oh, well, you see, Grand Arbiter, as far as I know, all of the interns are still with us, and they have most of their fingers. I think that Bernard may have lost his toes on his left foot, but I'm not entirely sure. The screaming has stopped, so I consider that to be a good thing, personally, but hopefully I'll have a further report at Wild West Corn about how our interns have done after this particular disastrous explosion of green tea. It's so tricksy, as it were. But we're here today. I'm so delighted to be joining you for tea, and I'm very excited because we're going to be previewing a few special teas, as it were, created by our delightful friends at Tea Punk Teas. Now, we are particularly fond of these lovely souls at Tea Punk. They make fantastic tea. I haven't had a tea from them that I didn't like. And yes, Jim, it was our latest variety of gunpowder green, I'm afraid, that resulted in this current explosion. Fortunately, Cake is unharmed. He's very good at getting out of the laboratory, as you can see. He's just come to join me. Hello, Cake. Yes, you're a good boy. There you go. Have a treat. He's very happy to be here, but mostly he's full of the dickens. So, our first tea that we're going to be trying from Tea Punk is Thornless. I'm going to show it to you here. It's lovely. It's an herbal tea. It's rose and orange. I have to tell you that when I opened up the package with these teas, it smelled just glorious. And look at this. Isn't that so beautiful? Yes, Sabrina, I'm so delighted to have Cake with my tea every day. It's the best, absolutely. And he's such a helper right now. He's eating the couch, but very charmingly. So I'm going to reward him because... Sorry. What happened I think that Cake might have possibly been involved in the explosion. He's sliding on the fabric behind me like it's surfing, kitty surfing in the background, which is, I'm sorry, it's quite delightful. Here, have a treat, you cheeky monkey. So we're going to try and have a little tea. Well, I'm quite distracted. So we're going to be doing Thornless, the rose and orange. Oh, don't you tempt me, Mr. Martell. And then we're going to be following that up with another herbal tea, which is the 4 redheads of the apocalypse, the Scarlet Woman. You might imagine that I'm very fond of this tea because it's sort of, I resemble it. Hello, Cake. How good to see you. Are you going to help me make tea? This is a rooibos. I think that's how you say it. Regardless, it's how I'm saying it here. Hello, Andy, Sir Thomas. It's so good to see you. Oh, my heavens. This tea is exquisite smelling. It's like... It smells like dessert, like a warm, gooey caramel. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It is a sweet baby Tesla. This is some good tea. So I'm going to start out with the herbals. And then, as the finisher, we will do a little draught of alchemy. Yes, this is the latest tea created by the Tea Punk Teas, and I'm very excited about it. It's nice and black. It's a blend of black teas. Look at that. It's as black as Cthulhu's soul. It's ready, I think, for the election. I'm very excited. I'm going to have a lot of this tea. I mean, I'm going to put it down right now because otherwise I won't have any other tea. That would be very bad. So let me set up a little tea here. And while I'm setting this up so we can do a little taste, I was asked some questions this week. Oh, I am a crack dealer. I'm a crack tea dealer. Are you kidding, Mr. Martell? It's all about the tea here. Very good tea. And if you haven't started liking tea before we've met, by the time we're done, you are going to have a tea that you like. Oh my heavens, yes. So I'm going to start brewing the tea. It won't take but a moment, but I didn't want to start it too early because, as the tea punks will tell you, you don't want to oversteep the teas, especially the tisanes, because they're delicate and you will singe them with oversteeping and they'll be bitter, and then you'll be sad and you'll cry bitter panda tears, and not even Cake will be able to save your tea. Oh, I know the Baron has his own special brew, and it is delightful. We'll try and have some for you on hand to share with the Baron. Of course, if these explosions continue, one never knows. The interns seem fine. All right, so... So, yes, I was asked a few questions about tea this week, and one of the questions was from Mr. Springer, my dear friend, who wanted to know what the most exotic and expensive tea I'd ever had was. I don't know what the Grand Arbiter's experience has been, but I've been very fortunate to visit several tea houses here in the colonies, but also a few in jolly old England, and one in Scotland that I found quite delightful. I'd go back there. But my most exotic, most expensive cup of tea was at Seven Cups Tea House. I know I talk about them a lot, but they are right here in Tucson, and they are amazing tea house, and Zhu Ping, who is the tea mistress there, is the most delightful woman. So that tea that I had was actually a black pu'er that was put away in 1995, and I liked that tea because 1995 is a significant year for me. I will not share why that is because I am a time traveller and must keep some secrets. But given that it was more than 20 years old, I thought it'd be jolly fun to give it a try. And I was celebrating an academic achievement, so that seemed like a good time to try some of that tea. And I have to say, it was worth every cent. It was exquisite. It was like the best whiskey I'd ever had. It was so smooth and rich and full-bodied. Needless to say, I very much enjoyed that tea. And the academic achievement was finishing some studies at the University of Arizona, where I was studying at the time. Time travelers can still learn a few things, and we can stop by time to time to study at the current local institution. I had a marvelous time there. So I'm going to give a few sips to our first tea that we're trying tonight, which is thornless, the rose and orange tisane, and I'm using a new teacup, if you will indulge me. Very fond of this. It was a gift. We are talking about tea, Sabrina. We're always talking about tea, I promise. And no matter what it sounds like I'm talking about, it's always tea, and I am sticking to it. And Girl Scouts honor. Boy Scouts honor I'd give to, but you know, that wouldn't work as well for me. So, lovely teacup from my Uncle Michael. I'm very fond of this, and I have a little trick I have to show you. Do you notice I'm wearing some lip rouge? Yes. And you know how lip rouge so often transfers onto one's teacup? I want you to notice this teacup is currently pristine. Oh yes, it's all about the tea. Oh, that is very good cup of tea. If you like herbal teas, it is sweet, naturally sweet. Let sugar know that sugar is not a necessary additive to this tea. It's perfectly sweet on its own. And that's right, Sir Thomas. It's always possible to learn new things as a time traveller. So the other delightful thing about this rose and orange blend is that the rose flavour is perfectly natural. Now, if you've had a poor quality rose tea, you will often notice it has a chemical aftertaste, which is dreadful, or it tastes like you're being forced to imbibe perfume, which no one likes. I mean, I certainly don't. This tastes like you're walking in a garden. It's the perfect Mr. Springer, really, you're so cheeky. It's the perfect blend of rose and orange. It's refreshing, it's light. I would certainly enjoy it during the summer when I want something refreshing to cool me off during a hot day. If you are so scandalous as to indulge in the iced tea, you might enjoy this iced as well. I, of course, rise above such things. And now, here's the thing. Look, no lipstick on this teacup. No, it's magic. Look, it doesn't come off. I'm so in love. I know, you're all thinking I'm mad, but I am mad, so it's all right. So that is the, I know, I'm building you up, Mr. Martell, to the big black tea that we have waiting for us. Alchemy, it's going to be so good. Yeah, no, this is magic. It's called Lip Sense. I even pulled out the tube so I could show you because I'm a recent convert to Lip Sense. Some friends kept telling me all about it, and I thought, I'm not that particular about makeup. I'm just it's Lip Sense Janelle, and it's actually, it's different than a normal lipstick. I will send you information about it if you'd like, and yes, Yes, Evie. Yes, he does. I'm afraid. I like to think it is made from the blood of my enemies, Mr. Martell. And since I have travelled greatly through time and space, I have more than a few enemies, as you know. So, oh, the Baron. So that was our wonderful first tisane, the beautiful Thornless, which I really loved. I thought that was quite good. And I'm going to steep up some of our Scarlet Women, which I'm also excited about, again, because it's about the 4 redheads of the apocalypse. So, apparently we're all feeling rambunctious tonight. It's Friday night. I hope you all have good plans after tea. Maybe a hot date or 2 or something frisky like that. Oh, I know, I'm just scandalous tonight. I think it was the explosion rattled my my brains recently, and so I'm a little, you know, more cheeky than normal, which is pretty cheeky, right? So it's all right though. You'll all bear with me. So I'm going to start the next tisane rather, steeping, and there was another question sent my way, and that was how to handle tea and flying, from Miss Cheryl Trent. And Cheryl, that excellent question that is. I'll try Grand Arbiter, but it's very hard. I mean, it's challenging, difficult, that's what I mean. So, right, the tea when flying. I think under the circumstances of airship travel, one should be certain to use a weighted teacup, something with a little bit of added weight on the bottom. Possibly, you know, engage the use of magnets. If there's any metal nearby, you could always insert a magnet into the bottom of your teacup to sort of... Well, that was cake. Hold it steady while you're flying, and so that's an option. The other option, while it may seem rather, you know, out of step for the normal tea experience, oh yes, yes, the Grand Arbiter is the hammer of justice tonight, and he will arbitrate this delightful tea party within an inch of our lives. So in that instance, you might try a covered cup. I see them in modern times, in this current timeline. I see people coming out of this place very frequently. There's a mermaid on the sign, and they serve something in there that is not tea, that we don't talk about. Janelle, we do not talk about it. I know you're thinking about it, but we don't talk about that substance. So I'm going to pull out our latest tea. A Tesla electronic magnet would be perfect on a traveling airship teacup, actually. The other trick I learned on a ship on the high seas, actually, is not to fill your teacup too full. So you don't want to bring it all the way to the brim because it could slop around, which would be terrible. And Janelle, I want you to know you don't need to say anything. I can see you through this screen, and I know you're thinking about the C word. I do. I know. So I'm going to pour a little... Oh my heavens! Sweet baby Tesla! The colour on this tea is splendid! It's miraculous. I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to do this thing here. Can you even actually see? Look at how pink that is. It's almost red. It's amazing. Sorry, I know. It's a beautiful view of my lap of teacups. I apologise, but, you know... Technology is difficult for me, so it's the best I could do. But this is the most exquisite colour. I love the colour And oh my heavens, it still smells like the most heavenly dessert. I imagine that this would be quite lovely with a splash of Grand Marnier in it. Honestly, I would do that, absolutely, for dessert with some chocolate. Yeah. Oh my heavens. It tastes as good as it smells. This is the best herbal tea I've ever had. I would actually drink this willingly. I mean, I like the other one too, but we all know that I generally only drink black teas, and that everything else I do out of love and consideration of others. But my first go-to is normally black teas, but I may need to stock some of this in my tea pantry. Oh, it's lovely. Now, one would need to like something that's naturally sweet again. To my palate, it doesn't need any sugar added at all. And I think really the caramel flavour carries over. It's sort of a warm, almost nutty quality without being too nut-like. Some teas really almost taste like toasted pecans, which is wonderful, but this is sort of just a rich, warm flavour, very reminiscent to me of amaretto would be a perfect addition to this, actually. That might be better than Grand Marnier. So if I were going to tipple, I might, amaretto. You're right, Evie. Amaretto would be the thing. Oh, so that was very good. It's a wonderful cup of tea. So those two herbal tea sayings are actually quite delicious. And if you get the opportunity, it turns out that that Tea Punk Teas will be present at Wild West Con this next weekend, March 3rd, 4th and 5th, where you will also find the Grand Arbiter and I and our tea team, who will consist of the remaining surviving living interns, and my nephew Askew, and also Madame Plum, who is coming in. She's a tea alchemist. She's going to help us with a few things. And we shall also have visiting with us the captain of the Lemon Pirates. She's promised, she's on good parole, she's promised not to steal too many lemons. And she is going to be teaching the young people how to tea duel. Good night, dear sir. Thank you so much. It was so lovely seeing you, Sir Thomas. Do have a grand time. Stay warm in the great far Canada. It was such a lovely place. It was wonderful to see you tonight. Yes, no, I mean, there could be tea witches. I would not put it past the world to have tea witches, Mr. Martel. So, but we will see the tea punks at Wild West Con. We will be having tea dueling several times a day. The children's tea dueling camps will happen every day at 2 p.m. in the afternoon with the Lemon Pirate in Tesla's lab, which I think is going to be splendid. And then we'll be tea dueling in the Aristocrats Lounge, as we usually do. And this year we're moving our tea dueling to the barn stage in the vendor barn, which I'm very excited about because it's indoors and I'm very fond of having tea indoors. So this is alchemy. Now look at the beautiful colour on that tea. Isn't that exquisite? I'm very excited. It has the most luscious aroma. And obviously I'm a fiend for black tea, so I'm predisposed to love it. Now, Cake is also sniffing about the teapot right now, trying to decide whether or not he approves. I think he does. Currently, he's purring at the teapot off screen, so you'll have to bear with me if I start giggling at the cat. Yes, so the other wonderful guests we'll be having at Wild West Con, and that the Grand Arbiter and I shall get to enjoy on the stage, are Cirque de Bête. We will be hosting emceeing their burlesque show, The Monstrous Tease, on Saturday night at midnight at the convention hotel, the Doubletree Hotel down by Tucson International Airport. You can buy tickets at the door. It is an 18 and over show. Last year it sold out, so do get there early if you would like to attend. Buy your tickets right away as soon as the doors open. Do not wait. We did not let latecomers in because we were sold out. So just be advised. It was a great time last year. The Grand Arbiter and I had the most exquisite fun, and really the wonderful artists and performers in Cirque Tibet are some of the kindest, funniest, most charming people. I really love them, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us. So let's see how our final tea is. Oh yes. That is everything it was promised to be. That is a very fine cup of tea. That is lovely. I will be drinking this. Thank you, Sabrina. Yes, yes. The jewellery was a special edition last year to the burlesque, and who knows what special editions we will have this year with the burlesque show. But we never know, because the Grand Arbiter and I are completely off the cuff, and so I love you too. You are wonderful. The Grand Arbiter is going to kill us all. So, but this tea, my goodness, highly recommend Alchemy. I am a little bit in love. I feel that this compares very well to Darjeeling, just straight up. And who knows, there might be some Darjeeling in there. I mean, I don't know if the tea punks will share any secrets about this tea, but you could always go and cajole them at their booth at Wild West Con and see if you can pry any secrets from them. So good. So Alchemy you'll be able to buy in person at Wild West Con, and who knows, we might even have some at the tea tasting on Friday in the Aristocrats Lounge that we'll be doing. We'll have 5 to 6 different teas there that we'll be tasting and talking about. And then, of course, we'll have teas from Tea Punk Tea all through the weekend for our tea dueling selection, which will be lovely and also safer than what I have in my laboratory, because yeah, Bernard is not actually looking very good. We may not have Bernard the intern at Wild West Con. It looks like we might have a casualty this year. So that's mostly what I have for all of you, but I'd like to put in a little last plug about the election season at Wild West Con this year. Oh, please don't kill me, Lloyd. I mean, think of all the tea that would be lost if we did that. It would be dreadful. So I will just stay with curiosity and bated breath, wondering forever and drinking it probably for the rest of eternity, because it's so, so good. Good night, my darling June. It was so good to see you here tonight, and to have you for tea, and I'm so glad that Cake put in an appearance for you. I was happy to bribe him over. So yes, we have some representatives of the other candidates in our comments. So Mr. Martel, of course, is campaigning for Cthulhu, who is the greater of the evils, and also is campaigning, I believe, on insanity. And his vice presidential companion is Gleef, who appears to be blind and also insane. Then we have, of course, the Chemist Tea Girls, who are going to try and bring us a kinder, gentler what is it, tyranny or dictatorship with them. So the chemistry girls, of course, are also running, and then the gentleman robot is thrown his hat and his ratchet in the race, as it were. He's a delightful, charming character, and we are not talking about any shenanigans at Tea-Fest 2015 for him. Forgiven, of course. And then, oh yes, Nessie is joining us as well as in the election. Nessie is mysterious, sometimes quiet. Not everyone believes that Nessie exists in this dimension and is willing to actually become corporeal for the election, but we'll see. I mean, Nessie is Scottish, and that's delightful. And, of course, the Grand Arbiter and I have thrown our own teacups into the ring, as it were, to run for co-monarchs of the colonies. We believe that it's time to return you to monarchy, because clearly things have gone completely out of control since you are, you know, considering Cthulhu and dictatorship from the Chemistry Girls. Who knows what could happen in this election? But the lovely thing is that you may vote, and vote often, that you may buy as many votes as you like, and that all of those proceeds go to the delightful Kids Need to Read charity. So do vote often, and as a little token of our regard from the Grand Arbiter and I, if you vote, you will receive one of these for your vote, and you'll be able to pick them up at the same place you buy your votes and tender them. So that's your sweet baby Tesla badge, and there are a limited number. You will only be able to get them either by voting for us, by participating in tea dueling, or by being in the teapot race on Sunday. So, Lloyd, I don't know if we will actually have matching tiaras. The Grand Arbiter and I have not decided upon whether we should wear matching tiaras or have a variety of tiaras throughout the weekend to better show our facility with coordinating our royalty with our tea. So, with that, I will say that I think we have wrapped it up. Thank you all for joining us for tea. Grand Arbiter, thank you for your kindness. He asked me to be shorter and less chatty tonight. I don't know if I managed, but I tried. I drank my tea quickly, and I was so happy to have you all here tonight. Best wishes to everyone in the election. May the best monarch win, and you know, come join us for tea. Come have fun at Wild West Con. We really look forward to seeing you all, and we actually will be broadcasting our Friday live cast live next weekend from Wild West Con. So we'll see you all from Wild West Con. All right, good night.